Hey, well, it's December 12th there. It's early in the morning there, and I know you noticed the change of scenery and everything. I did that, so I had a nice little glow of like a halo around me. Got the hair down. Anyway, I'm out here I'm out in Chicago, and we got a big fight coming out there. The Paulie Malignagi Juan Diaz rematch. Now, this is the rematch from the August fight in 2009 that happened down there in Houston, Texas. And there's a little bit of a robbery out there. A little robbage. Yeah. You go to Texas, fight a guy in Texas, lose fight in Texas. Yeah. Anyway, we all know there was a hometown cooking there on the books there, so not really going to go into that too much. I'll break down the fighters real quick, and then I'll give my prediction, and we'll move on. It'll be great. First guy I'm going to do is Juan Diaz. He's 35-2, 2-0 with 17 knockouts for a 45 knockout percentage. The baby bull there, you'd think with the bull he'd be knocking out about 70%, but hey, you'll have that. He's a volume puncher, throws a lot of punches, keeps his hands up high. He does a decent, so he has a decent defense. He's a bit of a plotter, though. He really tends to struggle with the boxers and counter punchers. And in his last 4 fights, you could honestly say that he's lost all 4 of those, as much as you could say he's won 2 of the last 4. He lost the decision to Nate Campbell. He beat Michael Katsidis in a split decision. Got knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez, and then you had the robbery. You had his win over Paulie Malignagi in the Toyota thingy in Houston, Texas. Okay, so in the last 2 years, you could say he's lost his last 4 fights. He's he throws his punches with aggression, but again, with a 45 knockout percentage, he's not really hitting you with an immense amount of power. But because he constantly applies the pressure and things of that nature, he tends to wear people down and land a lot of punches. He goes to the body well, better than your average fighter, and he's a good fighter. I'm not going to take anything away from him. A lot of people say I knock fighters, but that's not always the case. He's a good fighter, but he's never going to be a great fighter. Did I forget anything? He's a little telegraphic on the hooks. Anytime you see him dipping down, you pretty much know, put the hand up, a hook is coming, that kind of thing. So, let's go over to Paulie Malignagi, who's 26-3 with a huge knockout percentage of 5 knockouts for a 17% knockout ratio. Now, anybody that knows Malignagi, ever seen a Malignagi fight, knows he doesn't knock people out. He has a chronically bad right hand that's been broke numerous times. The fact that he's still fighting is kind of amazing. He's a tremendously fast fighter. He boxes very, very well. He's very fast on his feet, slipping and sliding, but because of that lack of power, he tends to get overpowered by the bigger fighters. Ricky Hatton and Miguel Cotto, just to bring up, Ricky Hatton dominated him, hurt him really bad. Buddy McGirt decided to stop that fight. And then you had Cotto, who decided to try his best to be a plastic surgeon and rearrange Paulie's face. Okay, so, and then, as I said, he is great at boxing. He's in, he's out. He's very fast with his combinations. He throws punches from all angles. He's a little bit awkward in that sense. But he doesn't fight as well on the inside. He tends to rely on a modified Philly shell. It's not really a Philly shell because he gets hit too much to be a Philly shell, and works with that. So, let's see. He blocks a lot of punches with his gloves. And if you aren't used to seeing him fight, when you see him initially, you have to watch the fight twice. The first time you see it, you're like, wow, he got hit with a lot. And then the second fight, you notice the hand was up and as the punch came in, and he never really got hit with the punch. So, and he does that. He'll set his hand in, he'll take the shot, he'll roll with the shot. He did this in the Diaz fight a lot, and I don't know if the judges were smart enough to see that happening. Gail Van Oy scored that fight 118 to 110. smoking crack. That's all I'm saying. You know, I mean, the other guy, David Sutherland, 116 to 112 for Diaz. Maybe they passed the pipe back and forth. I don't know what they did in that fight. As I said, you know, I've pretty much said everything about the guys, you know. So it's on to the prediction and stuff. And I think, again, the fight's at the UIC Pavilion. I'm only like, you know, 3 miles from it, if that, you know. But I'm not going to see the fight. I'm here for family and stuff like that. And I'm going to be hanging out with my Auntie Dinah, my Uncle Luke, you know, my godfather. You know, a whole lot of people, you know, coming over. We're going to have a great time. You know, I'll try to see the fight and get a round by round out and everything like that. I was a little late on it. Probably should have tried to work that better. Got, you know, press passes or something. I don't know. Anyway, my prediction for the fight is going to be the same thing that I saw in the first fight, and that Paulie Malignagi is going to outbox Juan Diaz. There's not going to be a knockout in this fight. They don't hit hard enough for that. And Paulie Malignagi walks away with a win, a unanimous decision. It'll be a good fight. It'll be a close fight because of the pressure that that Diaz provides. I mean, it's a very good stylistic fight to watch. You know, will the pressure fighter catch up to the, you know, the boxer, the counterpuncher? But I don't think that's going to happen in this fight, just like it didn't happen in the first fight. So I have Paulie Malignagi winning the fight by a decision. And I think it'll be a close one. It'll be like a 115 to 113. Paulie's not going to walk away with this thing. He doesn't hit hard enough to do that. You know what I'm saying? You know, if he had a little bit more power, if his hand wasn't broke 8,000 times, you know, he might be able to do some serious damage. So, there you go. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And, yeah, I hope to get this one right, too. All right? Okay. Well, it's Bigragu. I'm out.